Welcome to Knicks and Six. I'm Rebecca Harlow alongside Bill Pito. This edition is coming just in time because last night the Knicks took sole possession of fourth place in the East. So today we are breaking down 6 different ways that Tom Thibodeau has these guys competing for home court advantage in the playoffs. I'm going to kick it over to you. Give us the first reason why Tibbs has these guys fighting for home court advantage.
Most importantly is that he got Julius Randle in the offseason to change his approach. He got Randle to buy into the fact that he needs to start distributing the ball. Yes, we can talk about Randle's scoring and Randle's rebounding, but his assist total has been so critical to what has happened with this team. He's averaging over 6 assists a game. His career best before this year was just over 3 assists a game. Think about that. The change in approach, he doesn't force things. He now passes out of the double team and the triple team. That sets things up for all of these guys on the perimeter. Tom Thibodeau changed the way Julius Randle plays basketball, and he deserves huge amounts of credit for that.
I'm going to piggyback off of that, Bill, because one of the things on my list is attention to detail. Tibbs does not let anything slide. These guys are so smart. They know exactly where they're supposed to be on the floor and when, what's going on at all times. And I'll use Julius Randle again in this example. I was talking to him the other day, and he was asked about his playmaking and what's improved in that regard. And his answer was, it's the attention to detail. He said at this point, the rim reads and the playmaking are easy because everybody's where they're supposed to be on the floor at all times. So he doesn't even have to think about it anymore. It's so automatic. And this season, all year long, every day, between the film and the shoot-around sessions and the practices, they have just drilled those same basic principles into these guys. So now it's just finally paying off where everything that they're doing has just become second nature.
And nowhere, Rebecca, is it more apparent to me than on the defensive end of the floor. When you talk about Tom Thibodeau's impact, the defense has been the one constant all year. At times this year, this team hasn't been able to shoot well. At times they haven't been able to close games well, but they bring it every single night. And that is a credit to the coach. And they bring it on the defensive end, maximum effort. And that means, as we've seen, they're never out of a game. They are never out. They never get blown out. They may not always win, but they always make it close. And that's because the defense that he stresses that is so important has been so consistently good. And that is a huge credit to him.
And Bill, what do the best teams in the league have? The best teams, the teams that are winning championships year in and year out, hey, they're top 5 in defense. They're also top 5 in offense, typically. And this is where the Knicks have massively improved, is their three-point shooting. Right now, they are 6th in the league in three-point shooting, averaging 38%, and they can really rely on that 3-ball. I mean, it's been unbelievable to watch these games recently in clutch situations. They are hitting such big shots down the stretch. And the best part is it's coming from guys all up and down the roster. You know, you and I were talking about this earlier. If it's the end of the game, the game's on the line, who do you want taking your 3-point shot? Well, that's going to start with Randle, right? But then Derrick Rose can hit that shot. Reggie Bullock can hit that shot. RJ Barrett can hit that shot. Alec Burks can hit that shot. It just goes on in terms of the trust factor, who can step up and hit big threes. And you have to be good in that area if you want to win in this league, because guess what? Every other team can shoot the 3 too.
And also, Rebecca, to expound more on that, he's gotten everybody to buy into their role. So we don't know from night to night who the closing 5 is going to be. And if a guy is not in the closing 5, there's no pouting. You know these guys, you talk to them more than anybody. Nobody complains. I mean, RJ Barrett has gone through stretches where he hasn't been in during crunch time. Sometimes we see Alec Burks when he's healthy. He's been huge, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we see Reggie Bullock. Derrick Rose has been great here lately, but he's not always out there with the game on the line. So he's gotten the culture changed to the point that everyone buys into their role. That's a huge thing for a coach, and so difficult when you have these guys with the big egos and the huge contracts. But the point is he gets the guys to buy into their role, and there's never any complaining. And that also has been a reason why he has done a phenomenal job.
Absolutely. They're calling themselves the Big 15 for a reason. These guys truly love each other. I was talking to someone within the organization who's traveling with the team right now. And he said that it's amazing just to see the family atmosphere that's going on, how there's just this genuine love for each other and taking care of each other out there on the road. And, you know, I think another reason, and this is not really pertaining to basketball necessarily, I think part of the reason why they are fighting for home court advantage right now is because the Knicks and Tibbs have done a terrific job navigating COVID. This is a staff that has gone above and beyond to make sure that they are keeping their players safe. They have put in so many separate extra safety measures to make sure they're protecting the team. And I really think that's paid off. But there's one more thing that's also paid off in regards to that. Tibbs has done a fabulous job navigating the schedule being so condensed, practice time, the games coming in hot, everything that's going on. And the example of that is today is a blackout day. So last night, Emmanuel quickly told me after the game that Coach Thibodeau called a blackout day, meaning he's locking the gym. No one's allowed in the practice facility. He's going to make these guys rest. So he's been really smart about navigating just the hardships of this season. So we could go on and on, all the reasons why he's got this Knicks team fourth in the East. And there's so many different reasons why they're fighting for home court advantage. And now we're just going to have to buckle up and see what happens over the next couple weeks. But Bill, thanks for joining me. Knicks fans, hope you're loving every minute of this team. Thanks for joining us on another edition of Knicks and Six.